KOR Sports here with Kathy Duva on the 2 days away from a big fight. I'm surprised not more people aren't talking about this, but Sullivan Barrera versus Slava Shabronsky. Barrera's a top 3 guy, I want to say, in the time right now. So is Slava. Tell us about this matchup.
Yeah, you're right. It's kind of running under the radar because I guess there's a bigger fight the next day. You know, there's a lot of big fights. So, you know, we had no fights for months, and now all of a sudden they're all at once. But it is a really good fight because it's a pick'em fight. And I don't know who's going to win, and I believe my guy is, and I'm sure Oscar believes just as fervently that his guy is, and that's what makes a great fight. You know, two talented fighters who are both have a lot at stake. They want to be, you know, the next in line for that light heavyweight title shot, and this fight will certainly advance the career of the winner in a big way.
Explain to us kind of what's it been like, because we just saw all these 4 promoters, big-time promoters. You guys are all huge, can obviously put on your own shows, do put on your own shows and all that, but you guys all came together and worked together for this great weekend of boxing. Tell us how that's been.
Well, you know, working with Tom and with Golden Boy is a pleasure. We got these deals done literally in a matter of hours, if not minutes. It was, here's the deal. Okay, fine. Yeah, no, really, that's how the deals got done. You know, they had someone else in mind to fight against Usyk. Oh. That fell apart. I had been letting them know, hey, my guy's here. If you want him, we're here. And they called back and said, you want the fight? And it was yes, let's go, done. And look, we know the business. We're all very experienced. We know what's possible and what's not, what we can and can't do. We saw a great opportunity for both of our fighters here, and K2 and Golden Boy wanted to make great fights. So, you know, if you want to make great fights, you can't just stay in this little walled garden of your own promotion. And I think the sport has suffered tremendously in recent years because of this tendency that certain promoters have. And I think it's a good sign for the sport that people realize this. Look, Sullivan stepped up and he fought Andre Ward, and his reward is he's back. Yeah. Those guys who sit and wait, and oh, I want everything. I want to knock out tomato cans, as somebody referred to today. Where do they really get? Right. You want to be great, you got to dare to be great. Step up. And I say this for every fighter with main events, because this is kind of the litmus test before we'll sign anybody. You better be ready to step up when it's your time. So they both have an opportunity, and they're both stepping up. And whatever happens, I believe in the end, no matter who wins or loses these fights, we'll be rewarded in the end for taking them.
Oh, of course, yeah, definitely. That's another fight, Usyk versus how do you say his first name?
Tubiso
Machuno. WBO cruiserweight title fight. Oh my God, yeah.
This is a great fight. This is a fight people should have been like begging for years, and suddenly there it is, right in front of you. It's a tremendous fight.
Ring TV Live, correct? That'll be on Ring TV. HBO. Oh, that's going to be on the HBO TV opener. Wow. So tune in. What is that? 7 p.m. that starts, right?
Probably.
Right, something like that. Yeah.
I'm sorry.
Definitely got to address the whole Kovalev versus Ward situation. I wasn't able to speak to you that night, but tell us the emotions that went in your mind when you heard 114, 113, and then it went Ward's away.
When I heard it was unanimous, I figured it went our way. I was listening for split decision. You know, usually that's what you hear when something goes wrong. When I heard him unanimous, I went, oh, okay, we're good.
Took a sigh of relief.
I thought the champion might have won one of the close rounds. Turns out I was wrong. That's a tough one to take, boy. That's a really tough one to take.
You were saying that night that you were exercising the immediate rematch clause. Tell us what the latest with that is.
We've exercised the clause, and we are waiting to hear back from Rock Nation.
Do they have like a 30-day period, 60-day period? What's the logistics of that?
This was kind of a deal memo in which never really went to a full contract. So those kinds of details didn't get fleshed out. But the fact is, it's the word immediate. It's the next fight. It's going to happen in the next 6 months, and it's just a question of when. I've spoken to HBO. They were talking about June as a possibility. I read somewhere today that Bob Arum says that Pacquiao's fighting in June, so maybe we slip into April. That would be fine with us. But from speaking with HBO, I get the impression that this is what everyone is planning to do. So we'll see.
I spoke to Ward, and he said that, you know, obviously he's fine going back into negotiations for the rematch and stuff. But he mentioned something about that you guys have to realize that they're the A side. What do you think that means?
Obviously, he's the champion, so he gets the perks that the champion gets, which is in the deal already. I really don't know what it means, to be honest.
Yeah, no, it struck me because it felt like he felt maybe a little slighted in the first negotiations that he had to concede to certain things, and now he doesn't want to.
You mean to get a title fight with the champion, you had to make concessions? Oh my God, that's shocking.
What sport are we in?
I don't know. One of those concessions was that he had to fight a rematch if he won. So we'll see.
Take us into the mind of Sergey Kovalev. Obviously, you talked to him right after. What were his spirits like? What was he telling you about the decision, everything, and how he felt about it?
You know, I didn't get to talk to him right after. I was I was busy with the press telling you all that it was I wasn't happy with the decision. I was doing my job. He left the next day before I had a chance to go see him. So you know, we've been in touch a little bit on email. But from talking to Agus, Sergey has handled this extremely well, and he, you know, obviously unhappy, is now turning to, I'm going to work even harder because next time I have to fix what I did wrong, and that's a lot to ask when you consider that I don't think he did anything wrong. I think he won the fight, and I don't mean, you know, I know that's like people are going to say, oh, sour grapes. I don't argue about a one-point decision typically. If it is a one-point decision, I'm not sure this was or should have been, and you know what? If he had to do it over, if he has to do over, I think he's going to have to make a point of knocking out his opponent. I think he learned that lesson, that there is no point where you say, okay, I'll get this decision. And, you know, again, every close round went to the challenger. I don't think I've ever seen that happen. I think there were some rounds that weren't that close that went to the challenger and shouldn't have. So, whatever. We got what we got. It's over. We move on. And Sergey will take what he learned, and he will go into the next fight, and he will find a way to win it.
Andre Ward said that he feels that it'll be easy for him next time around because he's seen it already. But I just talked to John David Jackson. He kind of said something similar about Sergey. He was like, you know, he's seen Ward already. It's going to be easier. What do you think about just both those comments kind of going between?
I'm glad Ward feels that way. But look, there was momentum shifts in this fight, big ones. Clearly, Sergey won the first 2 rounds, 3 rounds. I think one of the judges actually gave the 3rd round to Ward. That kind of blows my mind. But at any rate, I got to get over it. But at any rate, I could be wrong about it. It might have been the 4th. But anyway, there was a momentum shift. There came a point where Ward absolutely figured Sergey out. And he started winning the middle rounds, and he won them. And then we got to the 10th round, and I saw the momentum start to shift back. Unfortunately, the judges did not. But I believe when that fight ended, Sergey had figured out Ward, and if he had another 2 rounds, I think he might have, you know. So, you know, if this had been a 15-rounder, I don't know. But Sergey goes into this one now, and he now has seen everything Ward could do, and I think that once he saw everything Ward could do at the end, when he's tired, that's a little different from starting out having seen it, and now you're fresh. And look, as he walked up onto the podium, back onto the ring where we did the post-fight press conference, I heard him say at one point, now, I learned a lot tonight. Believe me, I know what to do now. You know, that's the thing about Sergey that's always fascinated me. He learns. He learns every minute. There's no point in which he says, well, now I've got it all. And, you know, I've watched him learn in fights and figure things out. I've watched him get better as the fight went on. And this time, I think I saw that again. I just think, you know, as I said, if he had another round or 2, we might have had a very different outcome. But
a 15-rounder, huh?
I was kind of, you know, that night it might have been a pretty good deal if we could have gotten one of those. But whatever, he's going to have to do it in 12 rounds next time. And I think I think it's a very interesting rivalry, and I think that you'd be crazy not to want to watch the next chapter. So.
No, of course. It was an excellent fight. Thank you so much for putting it on the first time. We look forward to hearing about you putting it on the second time in the date. Thank you so much for your time, Kathy. I always appreciate it. Thank you.